Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the top 10 vehicles in Grand Theft Auto 5 that need a Benny's version. That's right, so I've seen this topic being discussed a lot lately on various websites and forums, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 vehicles in GTA 5 that need a Benny's upgrade, and also some honorable mentions at the end. Now, I've got 3 rules for this video. Number 1, they have to be cars that are already present in Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not going to make up vehicles like the Nero or the Itali GTB. I'm going to be going based off vehicles that we already have in the game. That way it's easier for me and it's also easier for you. Number 2, I'm also going to be going based off of the rules of Benny's. And Benny's so far has produced 3 types of vehicles. Number 1 has been the race car style category, like the Nero and the Itali GTB and the Spectre, upgrades like that. Number 2, the retro custom versions that we've seen out of the Elegy and the Comet. And then number 3 is the lowrider category. So that's what I'm going to be encompassing all of these vehicles, and they're going to fit into either one of those 3 categories. So we've got a lot of vehicles to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. Our first vehicle on the list today is the Turismo R. So this was added way back in 2014, I think with either the business or the High Life update, and I'd actually like to see 2 retro versions of this vehicle created. Number 1 would be the one from Grand Theft Auto 4, which has a completely different body style, a different sound, a different look. When I thought the Turismo was coming into the game, I thought it was going to be the GTA 4 version, and ever since it was not, I've had a craving for that vehicle to arrive. And also, I'd like to see a retro version of the Ferrari Testarossa added as well. Something like an F40 would be absolutely insane and would look so awesome. I'll obviously have some pictures on the screen so you guys can see that right now. I don't believe we have a vehicle like that in the game, and I think that would be an unbelievable throwback to such an amazing vehicle. And both of those could be done with the Turismo or any of the other Grazie vehicles, but I figured the Turismo would be a perfect fit. Now, there's plenty of amazing lowrider options that we could choose from in game that Rockstar haven't covered yet, but one of those, in my opinion, is the best, and at the number 2 spot is the Cheval Picador. So the Picador is based off of the El Camino in real life, which is like muscle car meets pickup truck, and just imagine all the cool things Rockstar could allow us to do in that awesome truck bed of this vehicle in terms of lowrider options and customization, not to mention all the other epic things we could probably do with a vehicle like this. But the El Camino is one of the coolest cars in the world in real life, and the version we have in Grand Theft Auto 5, a little lackluster when it comes to customization, so a Picador lowrider version would be absolutely amazing. At the number 3 spot, I'd like to see the Infernus get a retro version, specifically the one that was featured in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So if you've never played Vice City, you'll definitely know that the Infernus is probably the best vehicle in that game, and it's just got this specific body style and look that I do think is incredible. It's way different than the Infernuses that we see today in Grand Theft Auto 5. Again, I'll show you guys some examples right now of what that looks like in real life and in game, and it just looks absolutely amazing. It's also featured on the artwork where like the girl is leaning up against the car. So if that gives you a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like and you think that would be cool, yeah, I think so as well. And I really do want the Vice City styled Infernus to make a return into Grand Theft Auto 5, or at least Grand Theft Auto Online with a Benny's version. Speaking of the 80s and Vice City, at the number 4 spot, I've got the Cheetah Retro Custom. I'd like to see the Cheetah also featured from GTA Vice City. Again, it's got this very specific body style that just looks absolutely beautiful. The one we have in game right now is a little modern, obviously, because we are set in 2013, at least when Grand Theft Auto 5 takes place. So I'd love to see Rockstar turn the clock back a little bit and create another retro custom version of a supercar, this time being the Cheetah. The Vice City vibes are just so awesome, and they make for some amazing looking vehicles, and I think that if those 2 were kind of the forefront of our retro vehicles, and then you throw in the Turismo as well, creating the Testarossa, that would be absolutely insane and just a beautiful collection of retro Vice City styled supercars. Let's move on. At the number 5 spot, I've got the Inverto Cockit, or Cockit. I don't know how you pronounce this. I am so bad with it, but I've actually got 2 versions for this. One of them would be a race car style version. I'll show you guys some examples on the screen right now of Corvette Stingrays being recreated with liveries and crazy customization options. You could easily see Benny's doing something like this in Grand Theft Auto Online with a super customized race car version of the Corvette. It would also be interesting if it would turn it into a supercar, since the Cockit in game right right now is a sports vehicle. But also, I'd like to see the Grand Theft Auto 4 version of the Corvette return, kind of the C5 or the C6 that was featured around the mid-2000s, 2008 period. Man, that was one of the best vehicles in GTA 4. When you saw one of those on the street, you would immediately stop what you were doing and go get it. And the one in GTA 4 had a really cool livery as well, with like the white and the red stripe. So it'd be awesome to see if Rockstar kind of did an homage to their old game right there and included that as one of the liveries. So for the Corvette, I would request two of them, a race car version and then a retro GTA 4 version as well. At the number 6 spot, the Obey 9F. So the Obey 9F is based off of the Audi R8, and I'd like to see this version turned into the Audi R8 V10 Edition LMS. And I'll show you guys some examples of that right now. You can see that this vehicle literally looks like it was built for Benny's, with all the crazy spoilers, the wheel options, the bumper modifications, the crazy liveries that are on the outside as well. The fact that it's more of a wide body look with the tow hooks and whatnot. This would be an amazing vehicle upgrade in Grand Theft Auto Online for Benny's. I think this is one of the best, most underrated vehicles in the game. And it would also be interesting to note, if you did the Benny's conversion, would it take the sport version of the R8 and turn it into the super version of the R8, or I guess the 9F in game? So that would be pretty cool, and that is at the number 6 spot, the Obey 9F. At the number 7 spot, the Albany Cavalcade. So you guys are probably curious to why I've got this on the list, but I've got it on the list for two reasons. Number one, it's an Escalade in real life. Number two, I'd also like to see the Grand Theft Auto 4 version of the Cavalcade return. But also, number three, the Cavalcade also had one of the first and most unique customization options to ever exist in online, which is the speaker box feature in the back. So even before Benny's existed, Rockstar had some extra customization for this vehicle, which means I think they would have some perfect features for it in Benny's as kind of a low-rider sport utility vehicle, or SUV, which is obviously what the Escalades are. There's these luxury SUVs. So I think that this would be so cool to have in-game. It would definitely be something unique that we haven't seen at Benny's before, which they've been doing a lot of. They've been doing motorcycles, they've been doing retro custom versions, you know, all sorts of crazy vehicles. So I'd like to see Rockstar make the jump to another style of car, the sport utility vehicle, and I think the Albany Cavalcade would be a perfect fit as the first vehicle, especially if it used the Grand Theft Auto 4 body style. All right, at the number 8 spot, the Dominator. And what I would like to see from the Dominator would be a retro custom version. So we've got a lot of classic vehicles in the game, but one we don't have is the classic version of the Dominator. And old classic Mustangs are probably one of the best looking vehicles on this planet, and this would be an amazing upgrade to have in Benny's. Now, I wanted to lean towards the race car version of a Mustang a little bit, but there's nothing better than just a classic 1960s, 1970s style Mustang, and I think it would be so perfect for online. So whether they call it the Dominator Classic or the Dominator Retro Custom, I think it would be a perfect fit for GTA 5. It would just be the ultimate muscle car, and I would love to see how Rockstar would incorporate that into the muscle class as well. And I think it's time to show some love for the Dominator, because there hasn't really been anything else added around it or for it ever since the game came out. So that's why that is at the number 8 spot. At the number 9 spot, this is getting a little bit tricky, but it's going to be a modification to the Dinka Jester. So the Dinka Jester is based off of the Honda or Acura NSX in real life. However, what I'm thinking is you could bring this vehicle into Benny's and turn it into the Supra from GTA San Andreas. So if you never played GTA San Andreas, the Toyota Supra was featured in that game. It was called the Jester, and it had some amazing customization options that you could do. I'll show them on the screen for you guys right now. I think you could take them to like wheel arch angels, and you could get these like crazy upgrades and liveries, nitrous, all the crazy stuff. And for a game that's, you know, super old, almost over 10 years old, you know, that was great customization options for back in the day. So I know that conversion might be a little bit tricky, but I would love to see Rockstar do something like that. Not only would it be a throwback to San Andreas, but also many of you guys know the Fast and the Furious. The Supra was one of the most popular cars in that franchise, and we know that Rockstar loved making Fast and Furious references in GTA 5, so it honestly would not surprise me there. And finally, last but not least, at the number 10 spot, the Stratham. So I know what you guys are saying right now, that super elongated hatchback style vehicle. Mr. Boss, there's no way you could think that would be cool. Well, yes, I do, and I think this would be an incredible version. I don't even know what it would be. It wouldn't really fit into the race car category. It wouldn't really be a retro version. Maybe retro would be the best bet here, but it was also featured in GTA San Andreas at Wheel Arch Angels, and I'll put some of them on the screen right now so that you can see the customization options that you were able to pull off. So Rockstar, all the way back in GTA San Andreas, wanted to do cool stuff like this, modifying this vehicle, and that's why I think it would be the perfect example for us to have in Grand Theft Auto Online as a epic modifiable vehicle, and that would be awesome as the Zirconium Stratham. So that's my top 10 list right there. I want to leave you guys with some honorable mentions really quickly. The next couple all are very similar to the Jester and the Stratham. However, they're not exactly featured in the game, or their exact vehicle style isn't featured in the game. One of them is the Uranus. So it has the exact same customizations like the Stratham and like the Jester that you were able to do at Wheel Arch Angels in GTA San Andreas. But because the exact version isn't in Grand Theft Auto Online, I didn't want to include it on this list in the top 10. Also, another vehicle called the Flash, which had, again, the exact same style of customization. And that's where I'm kind of basing this off of, and that hopefully Rockstar did it back then so they could eventually do it today. Also, I don't know how this would work, but the Deluxo. So the Deluxo was featured in Vice City and Vice City Stories, and it was based off of the DeLorean, which was obviously made incredibly popular by the Back to the Future movie series. So the reason I didn't include it in this list is because I have no idea what vehicle would be used to create the Deluxo. That would be pretty awesome. I'd also love to see the Cuban Hermes, which is a vehicle featured in Vice City. But same thing here, because we don't have either a Cuban or a Hermes in the game, it would be kind of hard for me to say, well, which vehicle would turn it into the one at Benny's. And then finally, last but not least, the PMP 600 from GTA 4. This luxury sedan was one of the best vehicles in Liberty City, and again, the only reason I didn't include it on my original list is because I don't know if there's a single vehicle that you could turn it into. Like, is there like a Chrysler style car in game? I'm not too sure, but I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below here. Let me know which vehicles you think need a Benny's update that are already in GTA 5, and also let me know about a Benny's vehicle that isn't in GTA 5 that you think would be a perfect upgrade as well. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below, so please have all your discussions there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.